Among the many things that have happened during this quarantine, the most unusual for me was the day when the entire city of Athens was completely covered with snow. When I got up from bed that day, the temperature in my house was very low. Then I realized that my parents had obviously forgotten to turn on the air conditions before leaving for work. Thankfully, in my region, the power had not been cut off on that morning due to the weather conditions, and I was able to make the house warmer. After eating breakfast, me and my sister decided to skip class and go for a walk to enjoy the snow, feeling more excited than ever. So we put on some warm clothes and left the house. The scenery was breathtaking. Everything from the houses to the cars was covered with snow. As soon as we stepped out of the house, we started throwing snow at each other's faces. My sister also wanted to build a snowman, so I decided to help her, and it actually turned out great. About 1 hour later, and after having walked through the streets of the whole neighborhood, we decided to get back home and log into our online classes in order not to lose the whole day and also get informed about the homework. After finishing our lessons at about 1 o'clock, my sister wanted to watch a movie together, so we sat on the sofa and watched the App movie, which is one of my favorites. A few minutes before the end of the movie, our parents came home and brought some food. Suddenly, while we were eating lunch, all the lights turned off and we realized that unfortunately the power had been cut off. I didn't have any plans for the evening, so I had to stay in the cold house without having any internet connection and without being able to charge any electronic device. It was one of the most boring afternoons of my entire life. The only thing I could do was play with the snow, which at a point started becoming annoying due to the extreme cold. However, while I was laying in my bed doing absolutely nothing, I thought of a brilliant idea. Immediately, I ran to the living room, grabbed my phone with its charger and the car keys, and went down to the parking. I turned on the car's engine and plugged the charger into the charging hole of the car. While my phone was charging, I put on some music from the car's radio and called a friend for company. I spent the whole afternoon in the car and I had actually lots of fun. I was also able to see the snow and the scenery from up close and all the time. At night, I went back to the house, put on some cozy clothes, and watched another movie on my laptop. In order for the house to be warm, we lighted up the fireplace. Nevertheless, when I finally went to bed, my room was not warm at all, and I had to bring two more blankets in order to not get cold during the night. I spent the whole afternoon in the car and I had actually lots of fun. I was also able to see the snow and the scenery from up close and all the time. At night, I went back to the house, put on some cozy clothes, and watched another movie on my laptop. In order for the house to be warm, we lighted up the fireplace. Nevertheless, when I finally went to bed, my room was not warm at all, and I had to bring two more blankets in order to not get cold during the night. The next day, I woke up to my alarm sound and saw that all the lights in the house were turned on and all the electronic devices were working properly. I ran to the window and saw that most of the snow had melted while I was asleep. So I logged into my first online class of the day and everything was back to normal. However, that was surely an unforgettable day that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life.